Hi everyone, in today's video I would like to share with you my personal favorite method for tackling exams. Not only that, but I will also like to teach you how to map out your studying process and optimize it by using this technique. So, what is the funnel method? The best way I can describe it is it's a studying process. It's a flow that involves eliminating tangible material and also condensing information as you go along your studying journey. So why does this work? Well, for one, it gives you a visible, tangible goal to strive for, as opposed to having that distant and not so touchy end goal of acing your exam. Every single time you go into studying, if you have the funnel method in mind, your aim is to eliminate material. Your aim is to end up with one sheet of paper in front of you. Think Ariana Grande, okay? The funnel method is all about taking them textbooks and be like, oh, thank you, next, thank you, next. This is why I'm not a singer. The second reason why the funnel method is my personal favorite is because it reduces test anxiety by giving you visible proof of how far you've come. And it also takes care of that, have I studied everything, or did I cover everything I needed to cover for this exam? When you look back and see this, and then you look at what you have now and you see this, that takes care of that doubt, doesn't it? And last but not least, the funnel method is kind of like a recipe for success. So no matter what type of exam or test you are faced with, you always know what to do. You always have the same steps. You always have the same goal, and you always move. And now let's get into the juicy detail, that is how to use it. Step 1. Organization and planning. Gather all the textbooks, PowerPoint slides, class notes, and readings you will have to study for your exam. Write down everything you have to take notes on, not read. At this stage of the funnel method, you need to engage the material, not passively read it, because we want to go through them textbooks once and then never look at them again. Step 2, note taking. As you read your textbooks, class notes, and PowerPoint slides, take good quality notes along the way, meaning actively think about what is important, what is hard for you to understand, what you believe you will have trouble remembering, and what you would ask your students if you were the professor. Step 3, highlighting. Once you finish taking notes on something, get rid of that thing. Meaning if you finish taking notes on your textbook, that textbook better be off your desk, in a drawer somewhere, so you forget about it. It's done. Now you are left with only your notes. Read them at least 2 times passively, because repetition is still a thing. Then read them once again, but this time highlight key information or info that you have trouble remembering or sounds difficult. The easy stuff you understand, are comfortable with, and know should not move any further. Step 4, study guide. If you want a step-by-step tutorial on how to make a study guide, I will leave the video link in the description box. But to keep it short, a study guide is an even more condensed and shortened version of your notes. So like noteception, you're taking notes of your notes. Step 5, active reading. This is where you're going to memorize the living F out of your study guide by using another active reading strategy. My personal favorite is the memory boost method that I will again have a detailed video linked in the description explaining it. I usually passively read my study guide twice. Remember, it should be short, so this number shouldn't scare you. And then read it again 2 or 3 times while doing the memory boost method. Step 6, practice tests. If you weren't sick of active learning methods by now, here's another one for you. At this stage of the funnel method, you need to do as many practice questions as you can possibly get your hands on. There are only so many ways you can be asked. What is like cognitive dissonance, you know? Exam stress, brain freeze, and just the fear you feel during a test is because of unfamiliarity. The flight or fight response is triggered when we are exposed to an unfamiliar, uncomfortable situation or question. So, exposing yourself to different types and formats of questions will make you familiar with them. Get it? And finally, step 7, cheat sheet. The last step involves using one sheet of paper or preferably one flashcard to write down things you need to memorize. So like formulas or things that you have a tendency to forget, like dates, let's say. This is the last step, okay? The narrowest level of the funnel and the only thing you should be reading 1 or 2 days before your exam. You need to allow all that information to sink in and give your brain some rest before the big day. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it and subscribe to me if you like what you see, because I try my best to post at least once a week. And for those of you that stayed till the end, I promised I would give you a little life update, and the main reason why I have been absent, like from everywhere, it's simply because I'm trying to implement some new habits in my life and a new routine, and I'm having a little bit of trouble making everything fit and finding balance and time to script and film and edit and do everything else I want to do. So that's the only reason. I ain't sick. I'm here, I'm just struggling a little bit. So if you want to encourage me and give me a pat on the back, I'd really appreciate it. Leave me a little comment, show me a little love, and I promise I will get my life on track. Said like everyone ever.